Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button because you do not want to miss what's coming next. And if you have been here, you're a real one. Shout out to you.
State of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
Today I'm going to be pouring out every information that I know, things I've learned over the course of the year that I've been in Australia regarding students, especially like this video is mainly for people that want to study in Australia. I might also spill other information, but this particular video is just for the students. I made it for the students. You're welcome. First things first, in the previous Australian videos that I have made, also they're in the link just in case you want to watch those ones. If you don't get what you're looking for in this particular video, you can watch those ones. So in those videos I have gotten a couple of questions and I have tried my best to find the answers. This video is going to contain, you know, accommodation for students, pathways for students when you're done with studying, what visa you can get on, yada yada yada, to help you get like your permanent residence and all of that, scholarships as well for students. Everything is inside here. It's quite juicy, so get your pen and paper and get ready to waste your time and my time. Let's get into the video. Let's talk accommodation. So I recently came across this platform called amberstudent.com. I'm going to also link it down so that you can easily get access to it. They have accommodations in 7 countries, if I am not mistaken. We have Ireland, USA, UK, Australia, Spain, I believe. Which other one am I missing? Any other one I'm missing, I'm probably just going to type it on the screen, like on the screen. They have accommodations in all those places for any students, and they are quite cheap if you ask me. I think for some countries they charge per week, for some per month. It depends on probably how it works in those countries, because in Australia they charge people weekly or fortnightly for, you know, accommodations, your rent. So that's probably how it's going to be on the platform for Australian students as well. So you can just quickly use the link, check for accommodations, share with your friends. I don't know, but I believe it's very helpful and you're welcome. So next up, why should we study in Australia? I think I would say Australian universities offer high quality education and they have good work-study balance. The employers are always really flexible. Well, I think it might depend on the employer, but I would say that employers are really flexible when it comes to students. They are able to, you know, okay, you have school, so you work 3 times in a week, yada yada, and they just make it easy for you to work and study at the same time. If you're studying in Australia, I would say it's easier for you to get a job than someone without an Australian degree or someone that is not studying in Australia, because they regard Australian degrees well, like more highly than your foreign country degree. They actually don't give about your degree. So I would say it's better to like study in Australia. Just get an Australian degree if that's the path that you want to follow to get your visa. Then I recommend. It's pricey, it's quite expensive, I won't lie, which I'm going to talk about now. I think most people do not even know this, but in your student visa you have limited work hours. I think in a fortnight you shouldn't work more than 48 hours. If I'm not, yeah, 48 hours. If you work more than 48 hours, it will cause an issue. You're basically breaching the rules of that visa and it can get you like deported or get you, you know, out and going. So when you're on your student visa, you have to just maintain the rules, follow the rules, work your 48 hours fortnightly and move. You get what I mean? Let's talk about the costing for your visa. It depends on how you're doing your visa. If you're using an agent, so that particular one I can't necessarily talk about what the costing would be, because at the end of the day if you're using an agent then it's probably going to be a bit more pricey than if you're doing the visa yourself, you get. So that one kind of varies. It varies. Then the school fees part, it depends on the course you're studying and the school that you're going to. There are some schools that have cheaper fees. There are some courses that have cheaper fees. I was going through like master courses in IT for business analytics, and I saw that the fees was about 60 something thousand dollars. Oh, jump scare. So yeah, I think IT courses are a bit more pricey than other courses, if I'm being honest, because in that same school I saw a number of what's it called, courses, and their fees were around 30 something thousand, some were 40 something thousand, but the IT courses are quite pricey. So yeah, it depends on the school you're going to. Just maybe you can set up cheap schools in Australia, or cheap courses or something. Or if you really want to do that course, just find the school that will give you the cheapest fees, if I'm being honest. Except like you have the money to pay for the particular one you want to pay for, then that's fine, you go for it, go for the school that you want, period, queen and king. I think the next thing would be for your visa application. They want you to have your English test as a student. And I think any visa, as long as you're not from Australia, you're not in Australia. And I think there are just maybe three, four, I don't know how many countries that are exempt, but if you're coming from a place maybe like Nigeria, you have to do your PTE or your IELTS, shadow your English test. The ones that are acceptable, I think, is PTE, IELTS, there's TOEF something, OET as well. Yeah, those ones are also acceptable. Do your English test. Make sure that you have above, I think you have to have above 6. If you're doing IELTS, you have to have above 6 or 6.5, something like that. If you're doing PTE, you have to have above 69. So you have to have like 70 and above in your PTE for all the bands, writing, listening, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's when your results will be acceptable. Then for your funds, proof of funds, the government, I think they changed it in like July, and now they want you to have around $70,000 in your account to show for proof of funds, that they want to know that when you come to their country, you're not going to be stealing, you're not going to be begging, you have your money to be comfortable in your apartments, and just for your 2 or 3 years, depending on the course you're doing. At the end of the day, you have to have about $70,000, $60,000 in your account for proof of funds. So yeah, that's why I'm like, students, the whole student thing is quite pricey, bro. It's quite pricey. If you have another way to come, maybe through like skilled visa, you do your skill assessment, yada yada yada, then follow that path. But if you have no other choice, you can follow this path. It's quite easy to even get admissions in Australia, if I'm being honest, depending though, because I remember when I was trying to apply for my masters, they said that my results, like my degree, my BSc degree that I got from Nigeria, is not equivalent to the BSc degree of an Australian degree. And I was quite confused, because they said that the school that I graduated from is one of the best. So what's happening? So I think for that one, they were saying something about I have to show that I have work experience in that field. I have to show that I have, I think, 2-3 years work experience before I can directly get into the course. Most times they will give you two courses, like let's say for example business analytics. Now you're going to first of all do a graduate certificate for 6 months, and then you would do the masters after the 6 months. You get, they will just transfer like the units or something to the master's course. I think that's how they give most of their admissions to people that do not have degrees that are equivalent to the Australian degree. So yeah, that's something else to note. For a longer pathway, when you apply for your normal student visa and you're done studying, the next step is most likely to apply for a 485, which is a postgraduate visa. That helps you, say, save more time to stay in Australia, and basically helps you find an employer that would sponsor you. When that employer sponsors you, they can easily sponsor you straight into a 482 or a 186, which is a permanent resident visa. So that is like the most efficient pathway as a student with a student visa to get your permanent residency in Australia. Another thing I would say is when you come here finally and you're studying, make sure that you're prioritizing your studies. Nobody's saying don't work or don't work hard, but you need to prioritize your studies, because if you're failing, I think they do a thing where if you fail constantly, they basically just tell you go. So you have to be passing, you have to be on top of your studies as well as like working so that you can fund yourself. So you just have to find that balance, you get what I mean? Yeah. Also, because you're an international student, don't let anybody at your workplace take you for a fool. Make sure that you're checking. I think it's called Fair Works Online. It has all the rules about workplace and how you should be treated and what you should be paid. So don't be cheated. Check credibility, because not everybody out there is trying to help you. Some people are trying to scam you. So don't fall into any form of scams. I make sure that I check the things that I send and I put in my links, like in my description, so that nobody comes here tomorrow and say, oh my god, you sent me something. I'm just trying to be helpful, please. So I make sure that I check whatever like source that I give to you guys. I make sure that it's 100% authentic and not a scam. So be careful out there. Stay safe, kids, stay safe. For the scholarships, they have about, I think, 5 or 4 different types of scholarships in Australia. I'm just going to put the links to all the scholarships that I was able to find in my description box, but permit me to read from my screen. So the first one, they have Australian Award Scholarships, they have Destination Australian Scholarships, they have University Specific Scholarship. Some of these scholarships, I think you can be awarded up to $15,000, but they are very competitive. That's what I know. I'm just going to put the link so that you can check them out and see the one that is most suitable for you. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm just going to give you guys some more advice. I would say start early, start planning early, so that you're able to save some funds if you need to save. Planning early is the key, bro, because if you want to come here in, let's say, next year, which is 2026, you should have started planning since 2024 if I'm you, because most times when you get your admission, you can always like defer it for a year or something, maybe if you don't have your funds ready or something. So you can always apply for your admission first and foremost, because you even need to get your admission from a university before you can apply for a visa, because there's a thing, I think CRI code or something like that, that the university gives you in the offer letter, and you need that code to apply for your student visa. So I would say plan early, start early. No new information or no new thing would just take you by surprise. I think I forgot to even add another must-have before you apply for your student visa is the OSHC. That's your Overseas Student Healthcare something, Asia Health Insurance. They want every single student to have it before you can apply, because when you apply, they usually ask it in the application form if you have one, and if you have one, you say yes, and then you put in the details. If you have none, I think they would even say they would make you for your some, I don't know, can't remember, I can't recall, but you have to have your health insurance intact before applying for your visa. I try to keep that as quick as possible. If you think I haven't answered your question or there's something that you want to ask in the comment section, and I will do my possible best to answer every single person that has a question. If you found this video helpful, please like. Sadly, my camera died on me. I was saying that if you found the video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, ask me your questions. I hope I helped somebody out there today. I try to keep it as brief as possible, not trying to waste your time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.